100 days using OpenClaw, and then Hermes, and I want to share what I learned. There is a kind of a converging idea of this fatigue of working with OpenClaw. Now, it's if you've been using it, you know that almost every update it breaks something. Okay, every now and then it doesn't work. Yeah, you wake up in the morning, and last night it was working. This morning it doesn't. Okay, and you don't know why. It's such a frustration. But why are we still using it? So let's look when this came out. So when it came out was clearly a broken machine, was completely vulnerable to any kind of attack, was completely unsafe to use. But it could do things that none of other AI agents could do. Have total control on your machine, having heartbeat and cron jobs that allow this AI to work overtime, okay, to schedule work to do overnight, to have every half an hour kind of a call to this agent to actually wake up and do some work. That created an agent that was more alive, let's say. Okay, an agent that could do work when I was not there. Because until now, unless I would sit in front of this computer and give it a prompt, this AI wouldn't do anything. Now, OpenClaw gave us the ability of a programming function in the future, and a recurring function as well. A lot of corporations will copy this, okay, because it was a great idea. Okay, something that was so obvious, okay, for some of us, it was so obvious that was something needed, but nevertheless, OpenClaw gave us this. And gave us this to the masses. I'm sure there is going to be some labs and products that were already doing something similar, but OpenClaw gave us total access to the machine, so extremely dangerous, but at the same time extremely powerful, and work without the human being there all the time. Amazing. Now, those two things, like I said, have been added into a lot of different software, including Anthropic added to their co-work, cloud work, cloud code, whatever. Okay, and then we see this in Codex, of course, because the creator of OpenClaw now works at OpenAI. So this is the thing, okay? So we all get there because of this amazing functionality, okay? The fact that we could have our memory saved in my machine instead of being shared with owned by a corporation. And all those things give us, okay, this is amazing. Now we can, customize, edit, how it works. We can create those multi-agents businesses that we wanted. But again, it was a broken machine. So now almost every update, this OpenClaw breaks. Almost every day. I don't know, for me it's happening so often that I go to sleep at night that is working, and then I wake up in the morning it's broken, and I don't know why. Okay, probably an update, I don't know. Okay, but this is a recurring thing. And we as a community, we start to feel this fatigue of working with this AI that is so not reliable. Now we had the second generation, okay, of, for example, Hermes agents. These Hermes agents checked what's going on with OpenClaw and said, okay, let's rewrite it and let's build it in a way that is more stable, lightweight, and more friendly for open source models and so on. And the first thing everybody thought, okay, was so clear. Okay, now I got this other agent. I can use Hermes to fix and to keep my OpenClaw that is more powerful online. We all did this. It still doesn't work, okay, because it breaks to a level that is it's not simple to fix it. So it's so crazy, this thing. Now, here is the thing, okay. Now, Hermes, it shows us a different path, okay. Shows us that if you test the update a little bit more, then it doesn't break every time that you release one. So it shows us that building on something that is more solid actually create a much more solid agent. Now, OpenClaw is built on something that is broken. It was broken from the beginning. And reality is this OpenClaw should be rewritten from scratch, but they didn't. They didn't because now is the original designer is not there anymore. Now there is this association, whatever it's called, foundation that look after this code. So somehow they need to preserve the original DNA, so they try to fix and add and so on. And this machine is getting heavier and heavier, slower and slower, and more complex. And therefore also it breaks much easier. And because they are in this scenario where everything is broken, everybody is complaining, but there is a massive community behind. They feel like the pressure of keep releasing really, really fast because everything is always broken. So they need to keep releasing fast, and so fast they don't test enough. Okay, because they do a release, that release breaks something else. Now they need to actually also fix that problem, plus other problem in the past. So they go so fast that is they have no time to have something stable. That is building on a broken machine. Now there is another thing that I learned. Those AI are agents. Okay, they're really good in really good. They are good. Say they're good in taking action. Okay, they're kind of workers. Okay, it's the people that are there at the desk doing some work. But I need something different. Okay, something that I had before. So think about when I mean most of us did this. Like you customize your custom GPT, your custom gem, or whatever. Okay, you create your AI that would understand you to a completely different level. Okay, that would be in line with your, for example, philosophy, with your values. It would know you better than any other AI. Okay, that AI would be able to create an output that would be so more in line with you, therefore intelligent for in your case scenario. That was incredible. Now, those AI, those agents, they cannot do the same. And let me explain why they cannot do the same. Because an AI that needs to work cannot have all other contradiction idea inside the mind. It needs to be focused on one single job. Okay, I need to be a coder. Yeah, do the code. Doesn't matter the values, because in writing code it doesn't matter your values, your history, what you've been doing when you were a kid, and about your holiday or your problem with relationships and whatever. Okay, they don't need to know those things. They need to write the code. So no distraction, no noise. And that is why we need those workers, because they have no noise, dedicated on one single job. But then for us, we need AI that actually can do more, can help us thinking and investigating our mind. And by investigating, then we find out also who we are, what we want, what our mission, what our desire, what shall we build, for example. And that AI cannot be this agentic system. It needs to be something dedicated. This is what I realized, because basically for 3 months I used my custom AI less and less, because I was there building and using things, so it became much more productive in somehow. But I disconnect a little bit from my philosophical side. And then one day I went back to that one and I started having a chat. And the quality of the chat was another level, something that I forgot, how good an AI that is in line with you can be. And therefore I realized, okay, we need to have this always there, always next to us. And this is what I'm building. This is why I'm, for those that are new to this channel, in the last few months, I mean, in the last 9 months, I've been building this Resonant OS. And Resonant OS was always one single agent, was a sort of a custom GPT, let's say, okay? So had a series of protocols, a series of documents, and a memory system that would be needed to manage manually, but we were sovereign about controlling this AI. It was kind of really powerful for what it could be done within one single agent, and was incredible. Within one single agent and within those, let's call it a custom GPT, custom gem, okay, those kind of a system was incredibly, extremely good. Then when OpenClaw came out, I said, okay, now I have already the whole architecture, because I was about to build something like OpenClaw, but I didn't have the skills to do it. But I had all the protocols, all the structure, the architecture was there. So when OpenClaw came out, in a few days, honestly, really 2-3 days, I couldn't sleep. Okay, it was just so much excitement, because I had all my ideas that now I can give to this OpenClaw and build it for me. So I customized this OpenClaw and I created this Resonant OS. Okay, this Resonant OS is an operation system that runs on top of OpenClaw. They give this superpower to OpenClaw. And I was given a better memory, had the logician, a system that would force this OpenClaw to follow specific protocols. So it wouldn't, drift away. It would just do what I ask. If you've been working with AI, you know how difficult it is to get an AI that does what you say. And I create those logicians that would force AI to follow those protocols. And in somehow it was amazing, but then it was always breaking because of OpenClaw. Sometimes it was breaking OpenClaw itself, sometimes OpenClaw, because an update would break my Resonant OS. So it was a kind of 3 months of fight to keep this stable. So I managed, for example, to have myself on my machine something that was usable, but I was not able to share this with my community. So I would share this because I created an alpha version where the community that I have in Discord, there are 700 people. So if you are into building and doing things, if you align with what we are building, you should join. And have in mind that Resonant OS is even better than open source, because when you have it, you own it. Okay, there is a specific business model of co-ownership. But let me go back to this. So that is where we were doing. So now, what is my decision? What kind of shift do we need to do? Okay, now we understand that we can't keep building on something that is broken. Okay, they are not fixing the system enough. We've been waiting 3 months, and I can see on my side, but I see also, you see a lot of discussion on the internet. We are all getting to the same result. Enough. Okay, this is enough. But we don't want to abandon it. It's a really interesting thing. We don't want to abandon it because in reality there is a mixed feeling about this. The fact that there is such a big community behind OpenClaw, it gives a sort of feeling that we should stay within it. Okay, because as a community we can do much more. So that community at one point will be able to fix this OpenClaw. But can we still spend other months like we did in the last 3 months? No. So here is my solution. Okay, first of all, of course, most of you are using Hermes now, and you're using Hermes and OpenClaw together, and you are realizing probably to rely on Hermes more and more and more. Now, everybody is suggesting to have both. Okay, so and probably in the future they're going to be even more. And because you need to see them as a worker, something that works for you, then you need to realize, okay, which of those worker is better for that specific job. And what I'm building now, it works in a different way. Instead of having Resonant OS built on top of OpenClaw, so somehow in symbiosis with OpenClaw, that was making Resonant OS dependent of OpenClaw on a broken machine. So strategically it didn't make sense. At the beginning it made sense because it accelerate Resonant OS to get in a level to have this amazing multi-agent platform. So it made sense, but then they didn't deliver. Okay, they didn't deliver fast enough. So now what's the strategy? The strategy is completely different. It's even more sovereign. So instead of having building on top of OpenClaw, we go back to the original idea. Okay, to be agent agnostic, meaning that now we have a system that can be added as add-ons, whatever kind of new agent. So at the moment, I'm experimenting, I'm building, okay, these add-ons for the OpenClaw, for Hermes. I already have working an add-on to add open code. So you can have those elements connected to Resonant OS. What does it mean? Now, Resonant OS has its own agent, internal agent, something that is much more simple, something that is more similar to what I was explaining at the beginning. Okay, this is a kind of high-level agent that allow us to think at better level. Okay, this agent is it's run inside Resonant OS. It's a kind of your version of your custom GPT, your custom gem. But now it's there with us all the time. So there is a sidebar where there is this agent always present. That agent understands all the architecture. Okay, that agent can delegate then to Hermes OpenClaw. So it can work at higher level, like a managerial level, and say, okay, now we need to do some software. Let's delegate to open code, for example. So whatever it is, we have the agents now with us all the time. And the memory, it's an advanced memory. And you will see, actually, I need to explain this thing. Today, if you're watching this video today, in a few hours from when you watch it, you will see 8 p.m., okay, 8 p.m. Central European time. We will have a community call where I will introduce this new Resonant OS. So join the Discord. On Discord, you will find the Zoom link. I will share later on the Zoom link to join this call, and you can see the new system. So again, going back to this system, we have the sidebar where we can have these AI agents always present with us. Okay, this main agent, which I call it Augmentor, that is always there present with us. And then in the center, we can have whatever things open. Okay, for example, you can open Telegram, sorry, not Telegram, the terminal in the center, open even Hermes, for example, and start working with Hermes there. But they can communicate. The memory of the system, that is, I'm using an advanced version of the LLM Wiki. I don't know if you heard about this open source project. But what we have is a memory that evolved, okay, can evolve itself and improve itself, and you will see, it's amazing. And now that memory can be shared between the agents, even though those agents cannot write on the memory because they could risk to broken. But the main agent, our Augmentor, the Resonant OS main agent, can have interaction with high-level interaction with this memory. And then there is another agent inside, okay, Resonant OS, is the engineer agent. This engineer agent job is actually to keep everything, to fix whatever breaks. Now, what is the difference? Those agents inside Resonant OS are much more simple. Okay, really simple agent. They have okay, a specific job and a much more clean and simple architecture. So they won't break. They don't break. But you have the sort of a panic button. Okay, you press that one. Everything, the interface, you will see, I will show later on, the interface become red, and then this agent work with the engineer agent, work with the local agent, with a local AI, local AI model. Okay, it's really tiny. Run on any machine, even on a mobile phone. Okay, it's really tiny, it's there. And that's agent's job is to bring a better LLM back online. Okay, so only that job. I'm gonna bring someone, a bigger brain, back online, then use that brain to fix whatever problem it's out there. And in this way, we have a system that is hopefully, okay, because you never know, there's always gonna be something insane that can happen. But we have a system that we can trust, because this is the objective of Resonant OS, okay, to build one single AI that we can trust. So now we have this Resonant OS that give us those AI that we can trust, and now we can plug with add-ons different models that we don't need to trust 100%. Okay, that is the point. They just work for us. They are our ends. Okay, they're gonna do work for us without the need to share too many things with them. I I'm really excited about this new version of Resonant OS. For different reasons. So one is finally we gain back control. Second, it's I I don't know how to say, but I was kind of drifting away from myself. Okay, I was drifting away from the what I wanted to do because my attention was spent too much in fixing problems instead of building, and that was frustrating. Now I'm back in building, and what we're building is this Resonant OS, but most importantly is the Resonant DAO. Okay, I'm gonna share a few words about this Resonant DAO, and not today, but tomorrow, Thursday, we have another call, 8 p.m. Central European Time, where we talk about the DAO. Okay, the philosophical level of this project. So join that one as well. So what is this DAO? The DAO means a decentralized autonomous organization. Okay, like I said, Resonant OS is owned by the community. The community is the DAO. What does it mean it's owned by you? Because when you connect to Resonant OS, what you get, you receive an NFT. Okay, you remember all those scams about NFTs. Okay, one of those, but it's not a scam. It's different because NFT has this technology that is amazing. It's a unique digital file. Okay, it's NFT resolve this problem where on computer you can take a file and you can copy and paste and have unlimited version of it. Okay, an NFT instead cannot be copy and paste. It's a digital single file, okay, which cannot be copied. That is, when you register with the Resonant OS, you receive this file. Okay, that file gives you the ownership of Resonant OS. Okay, so the community now has a contract with the Resonant DAO where you own Resonant OS. Now, as a co-owner, now you can build on it. Okay, so the idea here is that we have add-ons that you can build. So there is an SDK, a system on how to write add-ons, where you can add whatever kind of elements. Like, for example, you can build your, I don't know, an agent, a specific agent, a therapist. Okay, you can, I don't know, a gym, I'm so bad with gyms. So an AI that is your personal trainer, that's the word. So you have a personal trainer. So there is a lot of different AI agents that you can build, but also functionality. So there is one in the community that is building a way of talking with AI like you're talking over the phone. So that kind of elements can become an add-on. So now we can have a community add-ons where people can, build, because it's yours, you can build and you can add things, you can customize it, but in a system that's much more stable, because it's not, you build something that changes the complete thing. No, this infrastructure is that one. Now you have an SDK that tells you exactly how to build those add-ons. Then you build those add-ons, you add it, and now the system grow and have more abilities. Okay, so it can be anything. Can be games, can be whatever we want. In today's video, when I'm gonna present Resonant OS, I will also present some of my add-ons. And you will see what is possible to do and how we should think about this. Now, a little bit going back to the DAO. Okay, the DAO is the community that owns as a community, we own this Resonant OS. Resonant OS is the product, let's say. It's what allows us to work together. Now, what is this DAO? The DAO is, first of all, it's a way to connect to each other, to collaborate with each other. Think about this. We are going into a direction where those large corporations are investing billions, trillions to build an AI that is going to replace humans. This is a kind of pretty interesting business model. Okay, we are gonna build an AI that will take the jobs of every single human. That is the mission, and they're not just building an AI; they are also building robots. Okay, so they really want to take everything we do. Now, there is not a business model for for us as a human to live without working. Okay, we need to work to make money. That's how it works. Okay, the system. The system at the moment it works in that way. Now they are building technology to replace, to take our jobs. By investing trillions in this, what is happening here is the only way to remake those money is they need to succeed. So they can't stop. The investment needs to double down to actually achieve this, or they would have lost every investment that they did. Okay, so they just need to keep pushing, keep putting money until this is going to happen, and it's going to happen. Okay, that is clear. So what we are seeing is the biggest acceleration in human history on adoption of a technology. Okay, we never seen anything like this. And we never saw so much money invested in something like this. That is a clear signal that this is happening. Now, you can be part of the audience. Look at this, eat popcorn and watch the world burning, which I wouldn't judge, in the sense it sounds pretty good, right? Eat popcorn and see the catastrophe there, it's fine. But you can instead be active. Okay, and instead of having other people shaping your future for you, you can decide, okay, I'm gonna shape it. I'm gonna change the world. I'm gonna be one of those people that join this DAO, and it's gonna change the world. We are gonna build the future that they are destroying, and we are gonna use that technology to build it. That is the DAO. That is the mission of the DAO. Building a new infrastructure, a new community, a community of communities, because it's not just about us, it's about including a lot of different communities. So it's not about one single way of doing things, but it's the multi. We are the multi versus the one, the corporate, one single way of working. Okay, so we are building this, and with the intention of building the future economy. Now, there is an advanced token economy to build this. So we are going to leverage the most advanced technology, the most secure technology, which is blockchain. And so I know that a lot of people have been hearing about blockchain, Bitcoin, and scams and so on, and then NFT, even more scams. So I know that you've been hearing that technology connected to scams. But think about this. Even though we had, I don't know how many, thousands and thousands of scams, that technology didn't die, because that technology can do something that no other technology can do. Now, if we use that technology the right way, okay, we can build a financial system that is better and parallel to the existing one. We can build it at a worldwide scale, and we can build the future that they are destroying. And what is beautiful, that is possible. It's possible if you believe it's possible. Okay, that is how it works. If you believe that you can change the world, that is the moment to join this community and build it together. Now, why we start with AI? Because we need this one single AI that we can trust. Okay, we need this AI that we can build together. We need an AI to make the path easier and possible. Now, I'm super pumped about this, and I'm extremely excited about this future, because I'm not passive. I'm in control of the future that I'm building. And the idea of building by myself, it's not my idea. Okay, it's my idea, but I want to make it clear this thing. It's my idea as a starting point, but then it's open to the community. So as a community, we are designing together. Okay, as a community, we are building this. We co-own it. So I could say, okay, no, Resonant OS is mine, and then you use it. That would be the wrong business model. It's the trap that a lot of business are going into. They're building businesses that are not ready for the future that is coming. So the new business model here is we own it, we co-own it, it's ours. Okay, so have this in mind. When you join the community, you become co-owner of Resonant OS. And as a co-owner, now you can decide, okay, what can I do to make it better? What can I do to make increase the adoption? Because this is a contribution economy. Okay, more we contribute, more it grows, and more we can gain back. So that is what we should do. Again, there is like and subscribe, of course. Link in the description for a deep dive article on on this video. Join the Discord and join the call today and tomorrow. We do those calls every week, okay? So join and then keep coming and keep growing. At the moment, we have 700 people inside the Discord community, which I want to make this clear. Okay, first I want to thank anybody that's joined that community. Okay, your support is amazing. The idea of changing the world together is huge. Now we know that 700 people is it's not enough to change the world, maybe. Okay, but 700 people is today. A few months ago we were just 100. Okay, 3 months ago we were 100. Now we are 700, and so we keep growing. Okay, and that is the direction. We keep finding each other and resonating with the Resonant OS. We resonate with each other. We build this Resonant DAO. We change the world, and we do it together. Thanks for staying until the end. Watch the next video, and see you later on at the call.